You go ahead.
You ready? Okay, well, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I have to give a speech for my master's program. It has to be an informative. So I'm not trying to persuade you of anything or anything like that. Just informative information. So I wore a purple shirt today. Okay, even though it's a blessed girl, but I like that part better. But I wore a purple shirt today because purple is the color for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So that's what October is. So, and I know most people will be like, okay, so why would you choose that? And the biggest reason is, and it's not even about my life, the biggest reason is because on average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million men and women. That's a large number of people who are being hurt by someone who has claimed to care and love them. 20 people per minute. That's what that equates to. That is also equates to 5 people every 25 seconds. Or 1 person every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, someone is being pushed, shoved, slapped, punched, kicked, being made fun of, being called names that are just the worst thing ever. Somebody is having that happen to them every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, someone is sustaining a physical assault that leaves them bruised mentally, emotionally, and or physically. Every 5 seconds. And I know I keep saying that, but I want to just get that inside of you. Every 5 seconds, someone becomes part of this statistic. Every 5 seconds. So I want you to imagine that. So I'm going to have you take out your phones, and I want you to pull up your stopwatch. And you guys tell me when you have your stopwatches up. All right, you ready? Okay. On the count of 3, I want you to start your timers. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to look at her while we do it. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. It's 5 people, guys. In that little bit of time, somebody has been hurt. Somebody has gone through something that they will never, ever forget for the rest of their lives. Every 5 seconds. Now, I wanted to paint that picture because I wanted you to see what the numbers look like in real life. And I also wanted to paint a picture of who the numbers look like. Now, I also have a PowerPoint here, okay? And I'm going to pull it up here for you. And if you want, Tina, you can pause it, but you don't have to. It's coming up right now. Okay. On the screen are people. They look just like us. Men and women, just like us. At any time, any of us can be one of these people. Our faces can be on this screen. Guys, my face is on that screen. And I put it there for a reason, because Domestic Violence Awareness Month is near and dear to me. Okay? And I don't want to make it about me. Of course, I will say something about me, but it hurts. And it doesn't just hurt because of what I've gone through. It hurts because of what I know other people are going through. Okay? And this is ad-libbing. Janisha, I know what you're going through, sweetie. Okay? Please call me. Please. Okay? I heard you say you don't want to talk to people because you're not open like that. Your mama wasn't either. Okay? And for some odd reason, we can bring it out. So just please call me. I am somebody who can listen to you and understand what you're going through. Okay? Alrighty. So anyway, Domestic Violence Awareness Month is called DVAM. That's the acronym. Was launched nationwide in October 1987 as a way to connect and unite individuals and organizations working on domestic violence issues while raising awareness for those issues. Over the past 30 plus years, much progress has been made to support domestic violence victims and survivors, to hold abusers accountable, and to create and update legislation to further those goals. So, what exactly is domestic violence? Well, according to the hotline, the website for the National Domestic Violence Hotline, domestic violence is a pattern of behavior to gain or maintain power and control. This is really just about that, power and control. The frame of reference for describing domestic abuse is the Power and Control Wheel developed by the Domestic Abuse and Intervention Project in Duluth, Minnesota. The wheel serves as a diagram of tactics that an abusive partner uses to keep their victims in a relationship. Okay, now I'm going to show you here on the screen. What you'll see is what you can see is that domestic violence isn't just physical violence against her. It's verbal, it's intimidation, it's emotional, mental, sexual, and countless other ways to manipulate and control. Domestic violence affects all kinds of people, of races, of socioeconomic backgrounds, ages, religions, sexual orientation, and education. It's a serious, and guys, it's sometimes life-threatening, and it's a universal problem. So I want to show you the wheel. And when I show you the wheel, I'm going to tell you about something. A long time ago, Marilyn Nett invited me to her church. Okay? Miss Brown was giving a speech on domestic violence. And I'm sitting there. And they passed out this wheel. And I leaned over to Marilyn Nett and said, I think I'm in an abusive relationship. Didn't even realize it. And I'm going to tell y'all something, okay? I graduated in the top 10% of my class. I'm not dumb by a long shot. But not once did I think that I was in a domestic violence situation. Not once did I think that my husband, or at that time my boyfriend, who I'd known since I was 15 years old, was abusing me. Not once did I realize that. Okay? Because at that moment, he hadn't hit me yet. But later on, he did. But I did encounter pretty much everything else that wasn't physical before he hit me. It's just that serious, y'all. It's just that serious. And I thank her every day. Even though it still took me probably 10 years to finally walk away. I still thank her every day, because if it wasn't for that wheel, I don't think I would have ever realized that I was in the situation I was in. So, let's see. So I want to go over what percentage of domestic violence goes unreported. You guys will be surprised that fewer people report domestic violence incidents to authorities than you would think. Okay? Only about half of domestic violence incidents are reported to local law enforcement. So when we go over some of the statistics, you have to realize that those are statistics based on what has been reported, not what hasn't been reported. Okay? Why do you think only half of the reported cases, of the domestic violence cases, are reported to law enforcement? I'll tell you my experience. Reporting it meant that there was a paper trail. Okay? I had a paper trail. I reported every single time he did something to me. Okay? But that paper trail led to Child Protective Services removing my kids. Okay? That's what happened. And I was like, whoa, hold on. Maybe I shouldn't have told them. Because they said that the entire situation meant that my children were being emotionally and mentally abused. They weren't lying. They weren't lying. Today I can say they were not lying. Back then, no. I couldn't say that. Today I can say they were not lying. Because dysfunction, all it does is breed more dysfunction. Okay? So in my situation, when they were removed, my first thought was, well, I shouldn't have reported it. Maybe I shouldn't have reported it. And then they couldn't take kids from me. But reporting the abuse, because let me back up. What happened is, what I was saying is that when I thought about it, reporting the abuse made me a victim of the system and a victim of my husband. But in all actuality, what one person does for evil, God does for your good, okay? And that's what we have to remember. Yeah, my kids were removed, but in less than 8 months, I got my babies back, okay? Because God showed me that I had to look at my situation a lot different than I had been looking at, okay? And I had to make some changes within me, okay? And that's one of the things with domestic violence. Domestic Violence Awareness Month makes you realize that there's domestic violence in this world. But it also makes you take a look in the mirror and say, okay, but what do I need to change? Not that it's your fault, but how do you protect yourself from being in it again? Okay? So, we have to report domestic violence. Okay? According to TalkingParents.com, domestic violence often goes unreported due to emotional abuse, mental abuse, fear, and lack of financial resources. But none of those reasons are justification to not report it. Not even my reason. Because when we don't report it, the perpetrator doesn't get exposed. If he's not exposed, then he's free to continue in the abuse that he's dishing out. So we have to make sure that we're reporting it. We have to make sure that we're an ally for those who are scared to report it. Sometimes you have to reach out, look out there, and touch someone and help them do it. Okay? So let's see. So let's look at some statistics. Approximately 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men, so don't forget, not just women get abused, okay, have experienced severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And I want you to remember what I said previously. These are only the reported cases. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 7 men. Approximately 1 in 10 women and 1 in 43 men have experienced stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. About 1 in 6 women and 1 in 14 men have experienced contact sexual violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Contact sexual violence is rape. Approximately 1 in 2 women and 1 in 2 men, this is staggering that both have the same number, have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetime. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 2 men have experienced coercive control by an intimate partner in their lifetime. The most current national studies on domestic violence suggest that from 22 to 25% of all women will experience domestic violence at some point during their lives. You know, please remember, domestic violence isn't just about the intent. Domestic violence has to do with someone having power and control over who you are, over what your life is. 85% of domestic violence victims are women, and a woman is beaten every 9 seconds. Domestic violence results in nearly 1,300 deaths and 2 million injuries every year in just the United States. More than 3 women are killed by their husbands or boyfriends every day. I'm going to repeat that. More than 3 women are killed by their husbands or boyfriends every day. Not every month, not every year, every single day. Despite severe underreporting of domestic violence, calls related to domestic violence make up about half of all violent crimes called in to police departments. And that's just the number of people who actually report it. And they make up over half. Those are staggering statistics. Staggering statistics. So, when you know someone who's going through something, there's a number, National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can look it up online. I can text it out to you. 1-800-799-7233. The websites are amazing. They have like the little thing linked in the corner where you can enter if you need it. So when the abuser walks in or something like that, he doesn't know that you're seeking information. You know, I know you guys have seen on social media where you can call and pretend you can call 911 and pretend you're ordering a pizza. 911 agents automatically know what you're trying to do. So that's the important information. Domestic Violence Awareness Month, guys. This is a month for all of us because at least one of us knows someone who has gone through it. That's all I got to say today.
We all got a